What's going on YouTube? What's going on, everybody? You already know, man. This is your boy Rel, aka Mr. Dolo, man. You got young Jers right there, man. You now tuned into the Unsportsmanlike Talk Show when you will get flagged if you say something unnecessary, man. You already know, man. Listen, please make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will be notified when we go on live, man. Unsportsmanlike Talk Show is every Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, depending on how we get set up. It may be 9:45, you know what I mean, 9:50, but stay tuned. As my boy squint his eyes when he look in the camera, shout out to Young Jers, man. How you
Yeah,
feeling?
yeah. I'm a little blind and jump while looking at these technology. I should have my Michael Max glasses on, but nah, I'm gonna
He
keep
said
them off.
Michael Max.
You mean no? I meant to say Malcolm X.
Yeah, yeah. You already know, man. Listen, man, we got a little bit of things to get into. You already know, man. Today's topics, man. We're going to talk about the NFL Week 12, the wins and losses, who is going to be prepared for the playoffs, who is not making the playoffs, and who should be getting that wild card spot. Also, you already know, man, we're going to be doing the pod at some point after the NFL topic. So let's get right into it, man. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the LA Rams. What was scored? 30 to 17 or something like that?
No,
35
it
to
was
37?
37 to
37 to
20.
like 20. Yeah, 37
Yeah.
20, man. We pretty much dominated. We took over the stadium. We took over their house, you know what I mean? We was pretty much everywhere. So what's your takeaways from that game, man? Also before I even finish, Saquon Barkley had a historic night, 255 yards on the ground, 302 yards in total. So what's your takeaways from that night?
Oh man, where can I start? Like it's coming around. It's coming like the whole team is looking like just looking like a team now. Like so, it's
Mhm.
like where can I start? I mean, I guess I'll start with Saquon Barkley. Being coming on this team and helping us get our identity back. Being a run team like we should have been last season.
Yeah,
Instead of trying to wait and I don't know what they was thinking of, but for him being on this team and us being being our bringing our identity back as a run first team to open up a lot of things up. You see that now. Hurts is healthy. He's running the ball pretty well, and he's controlling the ball as playing ball. Like he's not turning the ball over like he was in the early this season. And that's is the major keys. Like the turnovers have really dropped real good for us. Like we're not turning the ball over to actually not shoot ourselves in the foot, like making things more harder. And I think that is playing very well. But the like you already know what Saquon Barkley do, but what I want to mainly focus on because I hit a lot and I wanted to speak about this. A lot of people saying about Saquon Barkley carrying the team and stuff like that. Oh, he's carrying the team. He carrying the team and everything. And like Seth Jonas said on his podcast, you know, people are too much focused on Saquon, which he's doing well. He is doing his thing, but they're not understanding that. First of all, the line is the offensive line is phenomenal.
correct.
Then they not understanding that you have a quarterback that's not turning the ball over, that is doing what you are doing, doing what he's supposed to do. Like his QBR is still, I think 108 or something like that. He still have a good QBR. His passing attempts versus his completions is still good. He's not passing the ball all that well, but he are completing passes. He are not turning. So that's all we need. Like, and like him doing his job at the court, people like, oh, coming down on Hurts. Hurts is doing, he's very well at doing the deep balls. He's doing his job well. So that is what people is not looking at. And last but not least, I'm gonna get it over to you. Like I said, people are focused mainly on Saquon. And he having a forgive me, like he having an MVP year. But at the
Yeah,
same time, the defense is coming along. Like that, don't let's not say he's carrying this team because yes, he's doing his thing. Yes, he's probably out of every player, he the one that's showing he's showing uh showing more skill set and more of stats and everything that he are producing. But at the same time, that doesn't mean just because you have a good or even the best player in your team doesn't mean he are necessarily carrying the team. Because without the defense playing the type of ball game they are playing, we could still easily lose game with him on breaking these records, with him rushing game. Why? Because they are scoring. The defense is really don't let's not forget. Okay, yeah, Saquon's doing his thing, but let's not forget what the defense is doing. Let's get props what the props doing. This
Yeah,
the pass attempt, the pass rush is getting that to the quarterback. The secondary is not allowing a lot of yardage. They are really locking these receivers down. They are making it harder for these quarterbacks to get the ball and give it to these players. They're not making it easy. So I let's not say he's carrying the team. No, this is a team game. We are doing it on both sides. This is a team. Like it's just Saquon Barkley is just the more player that's doing it more.
yeah,
Like, but that's that. So I want to end it all that. Let's stop this. Oh, Saquon Barkley is carrying the team. He is not carrying the team because without every other pieces, it wouldn't even matter what he's
true,
doing.
true, true,
So
true.
I wanted to end it off with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said in a second. Let me just get this out the way. The Philadelphia Eagles took care of business. You know what I'm saying? I think they on a 7 game winning streak. So going into the night, I didn't expect nothing less. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna
Mhm.
lie. I felt like we was gonna win the game. Once I saw how the crowd looked, the crowd was 60% Eagles fans, and we was in their home. You know what I mean? We was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it was 6% Philadelphia Eagles fans. So that alone just let me know, what type of vibe, what type of positive energy that we was going to give off. We pretty much struggled in the first quarter, as always. That been our mo. This whole season, not producing nothing in the first quarter. Getting somewhere in the second quarter, and then once halftime come in, by third quarter, fourth quarter, we start taking off. I remember I said this in 2022. It was the opposite. We would take off in the first half, but then start lacking a little bit in the second
Mhm.
half. This year, we lacking a little bit in the first half and take off during the second half. You know what I mean? So Jalen Hurts, he did exactly what I needed him to do and has actually controlled the game. He looked phenomenal out there. He looked poised out there. He controlled
Mhm.
the game. You know what I mean? He wasn't forcing the ball down the field and stuff like that. He was pretty accurate. But I want to say something to a lot of these people, right? Like, you don't have to. I said this before. You don't have to throw the ball 1,000 times to be a good quarterback.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because he's not throwing the ball 1,000 times, that doesn't make him not a good quarterback. No, he's playing his position. They don't need
Yeah,
him to throw
yeah.
the ball 1,000 times when you got a running game that's just too explosive. If you can't stop my run, then why do I need to pass it 1,000 times if you can't
Exactly.
stop the run?
Exactly.
Once you stop the run, and if you continuously stop the run, then that's when the passing game come out. Then that's when Hurts he gotta do his thing. But the
Mhm.
defense showed out, man. The defense looked real legit. I like what the defense is doing, man. Brandon Graham is out for the season, man. That is, listen, if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, it is sad to see Brandon Graham go out like that because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is his last year at playing football. Period. I was
Mhm.
listening to his interview. He was pretty much emotional. He was crying and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He went on WIP 94, and he pretty much was just letting it out and stuff like that. So he might come back next year, might not. Who knows? But it's just, man, it just touch your heart when you see a player that dedicated who put us all into this game for 15 years and stayed with one team to end his season off like that.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
get back
yeah.
off to what you said before we proceed to any other game. Um, when people say that Saquon Barkley is carrying his team, they act like that's a bad thing because a lot of teams
Mhm.
wish that they had a running back or a running game like that they could rely
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of teams would listen. There's I think at least two or three running backs that got passed up on. The Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, it's another running back that I can't name right now. All three of those running backs are doing phenomenal right now. A lot of teams wish that they had a run game. So when people say that Saquon Barkley is belling the Eagles out or belling Jalen Hurts out, Okay, cool. I'm fine with that because
Hmm.
I'm listen. I'm glad to be in that position to where as though we have an identity now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not asking Jalen Hurts to do too much, and you know what that means? That means that it lessens the risk of injury.
yeah,
It lessens
yeah,
the risk of anything going wrong in a passing game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand that. And another thing is when people say, "Oh, y'all got all of these weapons and stuff like that," that's what you're supposed to have. You're
yeah,
supposed to have
yeah.
a team. So a team can consist of everybody that can complement each other. The wide
Hmm.
receiver complement the quarterback complement the wide receiver, the offensive line complement the running back, and the running back, complement the quarterback. Everything got to work in order. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand when people say that, oh, y'all got a team around y'all got a super team. We don't have a super team. We just know how to play complementary football. You know what I mean, on
Yeah,
both sides of the
yeah,
ball. So
yeah,
the Philadelphia Eagles, we play Baltimore next. You know what I mean? We go right to Baltimore, and that's going to definitely be a powerhouse game. I can't wait to see that.
yeah. I can't wait either.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So right now the Eagles are 9-2. We lead the division with the Washington Commanders losing to the Cowboys. So that right now the Washington Commanders are on a 3-game losing streak. Everybody knew
Hmm.
Jaden Daniels was the hot rookie of the year, but it seems like Bo Nix is actually taking that spot from the Broncos. What's your takeaways from the Washington and the Dallas game?
Like, well, a lot of people is saying, like, even with LaShawn McCoy and I always forget that game. Echo. I was kind of trying to say his name.
Acho.
Acho. Yeah, I was getting his name, but on that show, like they were saying, like a lot of other ones. I don't get why the Cowboys was trying to win that game. Like, I don't get why they was trying to win. Like, you need to rebuild your team. Like, get some good draft picks. Set yourself up right for the future. What? Okay, you have a chance to. Okay, even if you got to win out this season, at least what they lost 7 games, so they got to be 10-7.
Yeah.
You got to win out, be 10-7. Maybe you're trying to have a better record than the Commanders, but the Commanders way ahead of you. I don't see. I think I saw the Commanders schedule. They should be able to win
I'm
some
about to
more
let you know
games.
our schedule right now. So, because I think right, they still got a chance to squeeze in that wild card spot if the Commanders keep falling down. If the
Yeah,
Commanders,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. So the Cowboys have the Giants on Thanksgiving.
yeah,
They got they can actually win that game. They got the
yeah,
Cincinnati Bengals left. They can win that game. They got the Carolina Panthers. They could win that game. They got the Buccaneers. That's a winnable game. They got Philly. That's an L, and they got the Commanders again. So they can actually, depending on how Washington do, they
yeah,
could really go 1, 2, 3. They could really go 4-1. They could go 4-1,
yeah. But then they gotta win
five and
out.
one.
Like I
Yeah,
don't see them making the playoff being 9-8.
they could make it depending on right now. Washington got the wild card spot. So if Washington keep messing up and if they keep losing, they can actually jump Washington, and Washington will be fighting to try to get into the play. Well,
Yeah, but
they would be looking from the outside in.
I can't see I can't see Washington losing and being lower than 9-8 though, or even 9-8. I can't see them being 9-8. I think Washington they gonna win some more games. Like
You
they
think
gonna
so?
win some. What Washington? What they 7-4?
Washington is 7-5, bro.
They 7-5.
Yeah, that's terrible. Washington got Tennessee next. They got the Saints. They got the Eagles. They got the Falcons, and they got the Cowboys. So they could easily lose to the Saints. They could easily lose to the Falcons. They could easily lose to the Eagles, and they could lose to Dallas. So if they keep trembling down, then the Cowboys
I
got to
get
win.
it. I get it, but like I get it, but do you think they gonna win in the playoffs? Even if they could go, do you actually think with the teams in the playoffs? the Cowboys is going to actually win it all. How they are looking and how they are looking and how everything is portraying how the team how the whole team is put together and how the playoffs. You got the Lions, you got Green Bay, you got the Vikings, you got the Falcons is doing pretty good. You got it's the Buccaneers is still that team. Like you got all these you got all these other teams that's playoff bound that's doing phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe they went out, they get a wild card. But I don't see them beating those teams. They don't have they team how they are looking this year. I do not see them winning it out beat this team. So if you got a Super Bowl by your whole goal is to make it to the Super Bowl and win it. That's the whole thing. That's your whole goal is to win it, to make it to the Super Bowl, win it. Like if your team don't look like it could it could win in the Super Bowl, then there's no point. You need to rebuild. They don't have a Super Bowl team. Like they just don't. You can look at some of these teams that you can say, oh well, they have a good chance. They could win it. Like you can look at us. You can look at of course the Lions. You can look at like all the teams I played. The Vikings have a chance. Even the Falcons have a chance. Green Bay
Mm-hmm.
have a chance. You look at all these teams. They have a good amount of percentage to take it and win it all in the Super Bowl. If you look at the Cowboys, they don't have no type of chance to win. They just don't. So they're not that team. I just feel like they should just rebuild until you could get a Super Bowl looking team. Like don't even waste your picks in your draft because you're not that team. Yeah, you might win these other little regular season, but it's not about the regular season. It's about taking it all. Like, and they don't look like a team that could take it all. So, and they
Yeah,
should know that. They should,
yeah,
they
yeah.
should know that. Like, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, my takeaways from the game, I feel like Dallas actually, they started off good. They actually got something going in the running game with Rico Dowdle. He ended the game with 86 yards, so they was running pretty effectively against the Washington Commanders. Also on defense with the Dallas Cowboys, they pretty much started disguising a lot of their defense. They had Jay, from what I saw, they had Jay and Daniels. He couldn't really decide where to throw the ball at. You know what I'm saying? Like they was throwing some disguises at him, and he was like unsure what type of coverage they was, and that's why this is the first time I ever saw him this year look so undecided on where to go with the ball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He missed a couple of receivers and everything. Brian Robinson, he had left the game with an injury, with a leg injury and stuff like that. So they were very limited as far as their running game. But this is bad for the Washington Commanders, man, because you know it seemed like they were trending up. You know what I mean? This is the
Mm-hmm.
first time where we like, yo, they might be serious. A lot of people still ain't taking them took them serious. But when it was 7-2 and when it was going on a winning streak, everybody thought that they were serious and it looked promising. But they had
Yeah.
to knock back down to earth, man. The Dallas Cowboys, I hear everything what you're saying, but at the end of the day, you gotta play for your pride at the end of the day. And that's something that them boys in the locker room did. You know what I mean? They showed something. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but that
Um,
been giving them that been messing them up, playing for their pride, been messing them up for so many years. That's the reason why they ain't look because of that reason. Like,
yeah. But this the thing though. I think they know they not, they know they not going nowhere. But at the end of the day, you gotta hold on, you gotta fight for something. And I feel like that's what they doing. Listen, man, they already got a bonehead owner in Jerry Jones. You know what I mean? He already talk a lot. You know what I mean? He talk way entirely too much. But you still gotta play, you still gotta play for that moral victory. You still gotta play, you know what I mean, for that pride. And I feel like if things go the way how I think it might go, they still might end up, in a wild card spot. Now, for all intents and purposes, just to say that you actually snuck in and got in the playoffs, that means something. Like, yo, we came from here and everybody thought we wasn't even going to attempt to make it to the playoffs. And we got in the playoffs. Now, for them, it don't matter if they win at all. I want to say this too. Anything can happen on any given Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. Anything can happen, even in the playoffs. A lot, the intensity in the playoffs actually ramp up. So anything can happen. But just for the simple fact that y'all had all the odds stacked against y'all, and y'all were still able to actually squeeze in and get a wild card playoff spot. That says a lot, and that can help you going moving forward for next year. I saw that with the Detroit Lions before they started making their run in the last 2 years. Um, um, 2 years ago, when I was looking at that team, I'm like, I think Dan Campbell got something because they spoil you. I think the Green Bay Packers playoff soaps is something like that. They spoil you there, and they wasn't even going to the playoffs. And I'm like, yo, this team looked different. Last year, the Detroit Lions emerged, and they looked like a whole complete different team. This year, they look like a whole complete different team. So you want to go in next season knowing the fact that okay, this is how we finish. By next season, we can start better based off of how we ended the season. So,
Now, I'm gonna say this. This is what I hear you, but I respectfully disagree.
okay,
And the reason why I disagree with it is because I don't think it's gonna mean anything. Why I don't think it mean anything? Because this been the Cowboys for so many years. This been them going to the playoff, not going nowhere. Going to the playoff, not going nowhere. Going to, like, so many years they have done this. So them going to the playoff, not going nowhere, it's not going to really necessarily be any difference. Nobody's not going to look at the Cowboys and be like, oh, well, at least they made it to the playoffs. They still, if you're trying to take the hot seats off you because you want to make it to the playoff, they take a lot of talk or whatever, you still going to get that talk. People still going to say, yo, y'all this and that.
yeah,
You still going to look the same, no difference. Like, it really ain't going to be no difference. Like, oh, you trying to play the make it look good. But the whole point is you're doing the same thing each and every year, and you're not getting nowhere with your career, with your nothing. Like, you supposed to play to make a difference and make and get stats. Oh, win it all. You want to set yourself up to win it all. You're gonna get paid. You got the money. You got the money. You got paid. Some of the players probably still trying to get a contract and try for next year because they probably only got 1 year deal. I get that. So it's not like it's not like but those particularly players is like players that's not really so much solidified on the team as much. But
yeah,
like you for the players that you already got your money, you already got everything going for you. Like, just rebuild your team and keep the players that you want, that you feel like, because you can't get rid of every single body. Like, you're gonna have to keep some key players, like,
hmm
some key players that you will feel like you want to keep on that team. Like, I guess Parson, CD Lamb, if you want to keep that, because I won't
they're
put him
gonna have
on him this
to.
year.
They just paid them. They're gonna have to keep them.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody, I like, that's my point. I the what you said. Some of these players already got their contract for like 2 to 3 years or so. So you got these players, your key players already. You just need to get rid of some players that's not right and bring in some players and start fresh and new.
Yeah,
Get some good draft picks. No, just take your time. Every players had to do that. Brandon Graham, all these other players on our team that's been leaders, that been on the team, that's been doing their thing for so many years. Been with the Eagles, and how many times we've been rebuilding, and they had to take a seat back, and they had to, like, how many times the GMs, Howie, Lurie, they like, listen, they rebuild. We gonna try to find this right team,
yeah,
like, and they took a step back. They didn't pray for the pride. They look like, all right, look, we trying to find something. A lot of these teams do that, so playing for your pride, trying to look good on the season, I don't think it's really that serious, and that matters so much, because you you keep playing like that, you will never get there. But if you take a seat back and put your pride aside, and then next season or two, you'll find yourself in a position that quicker than you would never expect. And now you could be able to take it all. Now you got a team, and now, okay, you had 1 or 2 down season, but those seasons is over. Now you in the present, you doing good. Like, so I just look at it that season. I just think that like you're not a Super Bowl team. Like, get your draft picks to be able to get somebody in that get a line, get somebody on that defense, get another solidified wide receiver that you need, somebody that's gonna come in, get a running back. Like get your draft to get some people, get something and solidify your team. Like, so that's how I look at it. So to end it off, the base I took on that game, I took it as they should have lost that game, and the Commanders should have had demolished them. But like you said, they are trending down. That a team that's you would think that's looking to lose, you allow them to win. Like, so like dang, like they already they beat down already, and you allow a team that's beat down, that's not together, that's just what all over, that's trying to find you a lot of team that bleed, and that's what happened. Like, so that's it. I don't want to keep going on and on. The Commander just got caught slipping. They going downhill. They got bullied. Like, I would say that boy Turpin, he's fast, man. That kick return,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did
yeah,
that
yeah,
spin move. That ended right there when he did that. Oh
yeah.
no, what ended was that kicker missed that field goal because Terman Lauren caught that. That was a nice pass though.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a nice pass, but the kicker, oh come on, you gotta make that. And that's how kickers really matters. And everybody be talking about, we keep saying this. Kickers matters for that reason.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So that's the wrap up for the Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. Um, a couple of noticeable scores over this past Sunday and Monday. The Buccaneers beat the Giants 30-7. We just mentioned the Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. The Chiefs beat the Panthers 30-27. The Chiefs actually, just a quick hit on this. The Chiefs actually struggled. You know what I mean? They've been struggling all season, all season. I haven't looked good for Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes been struggling. You know what I mean? His turnovers has been up this whole season. They don't have a strong defense. You know what I mean? They still 10-1 right now. You know what I mean? But the Carolina Panthers actually brought them to the brinks. It says a couple of things. It says, are the Chiefs? The Chiefs are finding ways to win, but are they that serious this year? And the Carolina Panthers, it says a lot for Bryce Young. I mean, he can hold his hat on this game because once upon a time in the season he was benched. He was
Mm-hmm.
benched for I forgot, Andy Dalton, and then he came back in and to give the Chiefs a run for their money.
He
He's
got cleaned up some of those passes though. Like when I
yeah,
was watching that game, he was doing he did pretty good, but some of them passes got away from him.
yep. The Titans beat the Texans 32-27, which is surprising. The Texans, who everybody thought or revered to actually be one of the top teams in the NFL, they're not having a good year this year. The Broncos beat the Raiders 29-19. The 49ers lost to the Green Bay Packers 38-10. Green Bay Packers demolished the 49ers.
Yeah,
He put them in a blender. They put them.
yeah.
Arizona lost to the Seahawks 16-6. And both teams are now 6-5. And of course, the Baltimore Ravens actually beat the Los Angeles Chargers 30-29. Lamar Jackson had a phenomenal game. Derrick Henry had a phenomenal game. I believe he had like 16 or 19 carries for like 140 yards. But Lamar Jackson was all over the field. He was wild. You know what I mean? It was a point in time they pretty much got staggered in the beginning of the game, but he pretty much said, I got to take over. And he took over. He had,
Mm-hmm.
I believe he had 2 touchdowns in the air, one on the ground, something like that. They was balling out. They was wilding, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Games coming up. The games coming up on Thanksgiving. You have the Bears versus the Lions, the Giants versus the Cowboys, and the Dolphins versus the Packers. The Dolphins are trying to get a wild card spot. The Giants, they ain't going nowhere. The Cowboys is trying to sneak in and get a wild card spot.
I don't like those games, man.
I don't like those. I don't like these games neither. The
I
Chicago
don't like
Bears.
those games.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, typically the games on Thanksgiving, a lot of them be dull except for one team. If the Giants and the Cowboys had like a cool record, then that would have been exciting. But Miami versus the Packers. That could be an exciting
I was
game.
about to say that's the only game that have the potential to be a good game. Depends on how Miami do, how Tua do. If they play their ball game, they could give a Packers a good game. That could be the good game. Bears and the Lions. I just feel like the Lions just gonna have another game that they go. The
Yeah,
Bears got a pretty good defense, but like, I just feel
yeah,
like the
Denver
Lions
Lions.
taking that one.
Yeah, these are just regular games. I mean, it's nothing else really on
Yeah,
Thanksgiving. So if you just want to pay attention and watch these games, also Friday the Raiders versus the Chiefs. I'm not paying attention to that on Friday. I'm not about to watch the Raiders versus the Chiefs. No worth.
mm,
But the games to watch before we get into the podcast, the games to watch on Sunday and Monday, honestly, is the Rams versus the Saints. That's going to be a good game. The 49ers versus the Bills, that would have been a good game if the 49ers had a good schedule. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't know about their playoff hopes and everything like that, but the game to actually watch is the Eagles versus the Ravens. They might flex that into a night game, but we got to see. But that is the game to watch, the Eagles versus the Ravens.
yeah, yeah.
So we'll see about that. You got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Chargers, the Steelers versus the Bengals, the Arizona Cardinals versus the Vikings. That's also a good game to watch too.
Mm-hmm.
Colts versus the Patriots, the Seahawks versus the Jets, the Titans versus Washington, Texans versus Jaguars, so on and so forth. So listen, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We about to get into the Holla at Your Boy podcast. So here we go right now.
Yo, 20 carats dripping on my neck. I ain't even stunting cause this book is in its new protect. That's just how I'm coming, spending hundreds on the music set. Running up the budget, new estate, and a foreign car. Get it off the muscle, please don't tell me how to spend my money.
Yeah, man. We back with another one, man. You already know, man. This is your boy, Rel, aka Dolo. You now tuned into the Holla at Your Boy podcast, man. I got my guy, Young Jers, right here. We just
You.
wrapped up Unsportsmanlike Talk Show. Now we at the second half of this. You know what I mean? We wrapped up the first
Second.
half. We at the second half, man, with the Holla at Your Boy podcast, man. This video is brought to you by no other than Hypewave, man. Hypewave91.com, man. Hypewave91.com. Made for comfort, man. Go shop hypewave91.com. And you know what I mean? Listen, I got holiday sales. You know what I mean? Holiday sales on some of the best merch that's out there, man. Very comfortable, man. Very comfortable, very good merch, man. You know what I mean? It's made for comfort. Hypewave91.com. Definitely, man. Go check it out, man. Go check it out. Also, man, this video is brought to you by us. Let's get to it, man.
Word.
Drake is suing UMG over the Kendrick Lamar "Not Like Us" song. They claiming that he's using bots and everything to, that he's using bots to get more plays out of the "Not Like Us" song and everything like that. And a lot of people, there's mixed reviews, but the reviews that I saw is a lot of people was mad at Drake because you going to this length to actually sue somebody because they made a diss record that's hot and that's bubbling. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And a
yeah,
lot of people were saying, well, from what I know, he don't like the fact that Kendrick was saying that he was a pedophile in that rap. He was a sex
yeah,
offender, pedophile and stuff like that. But Drake, on the other hand, you said that this man, was involved in the DV. You know what I mean? Domestic violence, and he was
violence.
on his
Yeah,
wife,
yeah,
and you the one who started that first. So you can't
yeah.
you can't hit somebody and hide your hand. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
now that song is doing tremendous, and everybody has been playing it. That been really the song of the year. Now you want to sue him because you lost the battle, you lost the diss. So you being a Drake connoisseur, or you like Drake. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah,
How do
yeah.
you feel about that? How do you feel about that now? You know what I mean? This is the guy that got the
Listen,
vibes. This is the guy that got the slaps. This is the guy. How do you feel about that?
like, listen, man. Like I told you, I said I'm a Drake fan of his music. When it comes to music, I'm still gonna like the music way better because I just like it. Like it just fit my ear. It just fit what I'm looking for. No, but with him as a man, a person, like I don't listen. Like That to me, that's some lame type shit. You know, that is it's like, yo, you lost. Like you just gotta take it. Like you either gonna take it or you do something about it. As not saying like sue, but come back harder. I'm not saying you come out with a beef, come out with a beef track or not beef, you know what I'm trying to say,
What, diss track?
this, yeah, yeah. Now I'm not saying come out with a diss track or nothing like that, but like just come out and do you, like go harder, like you know, or let people know, like I okay, Kendrick got that, but I'm still that guy, like you know, I still like you know, like you can't come off on some type of way like that because all you doing is following. You keep following to this
Yo,
guy track, like
it's yo
you keep playing it to him, like
Drake was here. Like he was untouchable. Anybody who beefed with Drake, who had a
yeah,
battle with Drake, they couldn't touch him. Meek Mill tried, Pusha T tried, but now somebody actually cracked your armor, and you now
yeah,
showing all your weaknesses, and it's like, yo, okay. So after the whole Kendrick and Drake beef, Drake put out 5 songs. Normally, when Drake put out music, they be at the top of the charts. They go up,
mm-hmm,
and you hear it in
mm-hmm,
the club, you hear it on the radio, all types. He dropped 5 songs, and it was a desert out there. Nobody listened to him. Nobody don't even know what them songs called. He dropped I think a little 5-song EP or a 6-song EP called the 100 Gigs or whatever the case. Nobody really cares about it no more because you're showing I think he's showing his emotions too much. He's showing his
yup,
weakness.
yup.
And the fact that now you want to sue somebody because you lost the battle is crazy.
Yep, and you hit it right on the milestone. Like he's showing his and that's the reason why he lost that battle. Like because you start getting too emotional in your feelings instead of just getting into your craft and coming harder and sticking to what you know, what you do best, instead of playing it to what he wants you to play. You allow the allegation or what it, like some people like, nah, ain't no allegation is true. Okay, whatever. But you allow that to get you emotional and offset, like to the
Yeah.
point you got so emotional with that, it made everything seem even more true. Like, you know,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
so now you dig yourself in this hole, and now you upset because God know he's utilizing what he using. You going listen? You can't get mad because he utilizing what he's doing. Like all you could do is take that L and come back. You gotta do something to allow people to be like, I to forget about all what Kidron doing. Not suing the guy. You just gotta come out harder. If you can't come out harder, then take the L and just be quiet. Like live your
Mm-hmm.
life. You got money and just like listen. You going get you got money. People gonna still oh Drake. You going to still have fans. Probably not fans like Kidra or whatever. But you just either you gonna come back harder as with your music, like and get your craft right, or you just gotta take the L and let it die. Because the more I say this and I end it, the more and more you do things, the more ammunition you gonna give to Kendrick to even come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like stay quiet so it could die down, bro. Stay quiet so you can die down because you doing all this. Now what he's just gonna come out with another track, dish you even more harder, and now you look even more stupid and crazier. Like I don't know, but how I feel is listen, I don't feel nothing. Like I said, I'm a fan of his music. Whatever happened to him as a man and a person, that's on him. That's how he want to act. If he don't make any more good music, I guess I gotta vibe to his old ones, and that's just what it is. And like that's it. But that's crazy though, man. He's suing off of that. Like, man, yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah. 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 Yo, you ever like got on a bus like, and then you had the shit bad as hell. like just caught the like you was good, and then when you got on the bus, you had to take a shit, and then the closer you know you was about to go home and get home, that shit started to come out.
Yo, the
But you
bus
can't
ride be
fart,
like, yo,
yo. For real, you can't fart. You can't do nothing because you got somebody that's next to you, behind you, and all shit, all type of shit like that. Yo, one day, right, nigga,
yeah,
I had to go, yo.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
not. It was a bad joint next to me, and I had to go to the bathroom bad as hell. I don't know. I was just reading this story, so that's why I was thinking about. I had to go to the bathroom bad as hell, my nigga. I ain't gonna
yeah.
lie. I let it rip, dog. That shit said, "Brrrr." Yo, word is born, yo. Bro, that shit was so embarrassing, bro. I know. That's
Yo, nah, yo. I know what you
she
talking
got up
about,
and
yo,
she
man.
got up and went to the back of the bus.
Hey, man,
She
listen,
not putting that bus
hey,
moving.
hey, man, like, yo, ain't nothing like a bubble gut, man. Like, that jump, it have you all discombobulated and everything.
Mhm,
You can't do
mhm.
nothing. You had that while somebody talking to you. You had to go to the bathroom, and you don't want to be rude, and they having a low call. You're like, yeah. All right. You just like, yo, man, shut the.
Yeah, yo,
Like,
yo, yes.
man, you want to be rude and all that. Yeah. I would say, yo, speak on that. It's just funny though. How you feel if a woman like come and chill with you? You meet it, you talk to a chick, come and chill with you and everything for the first time. Y'all talk,
Uh,
y'all chopped it up. You probably met her at an event, but y'all never really went out. Um, you gonna take her out. Sometimes you would take a chick female out, but sometimes they're just like, yo, I'm gonna come over. Like, you talk to her with a phone. She's like, y'all been talking on the phone for a
how the
minute.
conversation going though? Like, just how the conversation go? Like, make up a conversation before you finish the story. How
Nah,
the
nah, nah. I'm
conversation
just
go?
saying, like you meet her somewhere, you get her number. Y'all been on the phone, like, chopping it up for a minute, like for like getting to know each other. It's
Now
been
I'm just
like
saying, make up a conversation like y'all on the phone, like before you actually get into the story. Like, how the
nigga.
conversation go?
Nah. It's just I'm saying through the whole week, I just talking about like, yo, like what you like or shit. Like, I don't know. I
Okay,
can't think of a.
I'm saying like on the first pickup. Now, I mean, you get her number and shit like that on the first pickup. You try to make sure that your tone right, your voice right.
Yeah,
You know, you trying to get all that
yeah,
shit.
like
You throwing on your swag, like so. You
like
approach
you
it?
calling me like, you're
You
like,
like,
I'm like, hello, what's good?
yo,
Like,
that shit ass, man. That
what's up? Like, what's good? Like,
shit.
like, like, I don't know. Like, I have for the moments, nigga. I just can't come up and make up a conversation, nigga.
So
Like, it's
y'all, you be
about the
like,
moment. Like,
you be like, hello, yo, what's good, yo? I mean, oh word, oh yeah, you up? Shit, man. Nah, man. I'm at work, man. Just chilling and shit like that, man. I mean, but what's good though? Like, how was your day? Like, shit, like that's how you stay. You don't pop it
nah,
off like
man, you did the same thing I did, nigga. Like, it was no difference, man. Like, you can't make up a voice. It's hard to go. It's about the moment, whatever how it goes and all that. But now I'm just saying, like, yeah, like you just chopping it up. You get to know them, and like she come over and shit. Like, y'all gonna go out, but it's like she come over for a little minute, stop by. You like, all right, you make yourself at home, and you like make yourself at home. Like, all right, cool. And then you go in and get your stuff ready, whatever, and she in the bathroom taking a shit, like, like she taking a shit, and like, and you like, damn, like she in there going in and shit, like, like, you know, how early, Basim said, how early is is taking a shit on the first date? Is that too early, or is it like ain't nothing wrong with that? Is it like,
so she coming, so
how
she
quick
coming to you.
it is for a person that's talking to somebody else to actually, blow up the bathroom, or like, is that a turn? Should that be a turn off, or should that be like okay, because we human, like, like, type?
Okay. So I'm gonna give you. I'm
Cause
gonna
you got
give
some
you.
people feel different about that, y'all. I had a guy that be like, he wasn't off that. He like, yo, man, listen, I don't like my chick. My girl fart. I don't want to be with her. I'm like, damn, like she fart. You don't want to be with her? He be like, nah, yo, Poppy, I don't like that shit. I'm like, yo, nigga, you bugging? Like, ain't that serious? Like,
Shit, fart. Shit. I'm gonna tell you my perspective and how I carry it, and then I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna answer what you were saying. So me, I'm listen. If I got shit, I'm telling you, like, yo, I gotta go shit. So is your bathroom available? If you got any spray, anything, because I'm going shit, I'm going
Yeah,
fart.
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
let it
yeah.
be known that that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
do. Ain't no shame in my game. I'm a mail carrier. Out look, my first couple days on the job, I asked one of my customers, can I go in their house and take a shit? I did that
That's
to a couple of customers, like, yo, I don't care. I gotta go take a shit. So I ain't ashamed of taking no shit. You know what I'm
that
saying?
word,
If
word,
I meet
word,
a chick
word.
and if I go to her house and if I gotta blow, I'm gonna go blow it up. Just make sure that you listen. If you ain't got no spray,
Yeah,
it's your fault. If you ain't got no spray in your bathroom, that is your fault. If you ain't got no
yeah, yeah,
candles,
yeah.
if you ain't got no smoke, no black and mild smoke, the deterrent, the smell, I'm gonna take that shit. Now, if I just holler at a chick, got her number, and she want to come over, she want to chill and everything like that, and if you know she's saying that, yo, I gotta go and use the listen. If you got a
Yeah,
fart,
yeah,
go
yeah,
fart.
yeah,
If you gotta use the bathroom, I'm not going to judge you. Go ahead, go listen.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you just wipe that ass after you?
Wipe that ass, crack a
That's it.
window, use the air freshener.
Yeah, just wipe that ass. That's it.
Nah, facts, facts. I'm on that same wave. Like, yeah, that it's all human. Like, it's all human. It happens. Like, shoot. Like, I was chilling with one chick, and I was laying with her. Like, we was kind of spooning a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Which
was
was big
laying.
spoon, little spoon? You was a little spoon or big spoon?
Yeah, I mean, what you mean? We talking about I'm a little spoon. What?
You don't know
Like,
about little spoon, big spoon?
what
Okay,
you,
so the little spoon is when the girl is behind you and she holding you.
oh, no, oh, no.
Were you the big spoon? Were you
Nah, big
holding
spoon,
her?
big spoon. I gotta be up on that ass and all
Nah,
that.
nah, nah. I want to be little spoon. Hold me.
You want her to be behind you, holding
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I want
I
to be
feel
little
weird
spoon.
for female to be behind me. I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But just I like to be pressed up on the softness on the ass and hold her breast, and I just like to do that. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
Yo, little
I,
spoon me because
I
because
can't grab nothing when you behind me. Like
that's the
I
thing. I want you to grab me. So little spoon means to
Nah,
jerk
nah. I
me
want to
off.
grab. I'm trying to go to sleep, grab it, comfortable. You shit. She my teddy bear. Like fuck that. Like
Little
I'm trying to.
spoon means so you can jerk me off. Like that's what it's gonna lead to. The little spoon, it's gonna lead you to start grabbing my, and then I'm gonna have to turn over. We gonna get busy. But little spoon, like I want to be little spoon.
I mean, I feel you. I feel you and all that. But nah, I guess I was big spoon and all that. And like
Okay,
I was
okay.
just laying behind her. I was just laying on all I felt was a little toot. Like
Oh,
it was a little toot. I was like, yo, and she know it at the moment. She was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like
nah,
she
she
finally.
wasn't sorry. She had to let that shit out. She
Nah,
had to
I,
let
I
that.
don't know because it was like it was. I don't think she meant because it was like one of those shit that just squeeze out type two. It wasn't like a full what's the name. It
It
was like
wasn't
one
a
of them
force
shit
too.
that
It was one of them jokes that just pow.
yeah. It was like
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah. That shit was a deuce, dude. That shit was like pow. That shit like pew,
yeah,
pew,
yeah, like a
bam
little, a
type
little
stuff.
bit like
Yeah,
it was one of those shits. And she was
one of
like,
the
"Oh,
silence.
I'm
Had a silencer
sorry."
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. I was like, she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, so I try to make her. She was like, "You can get off me if you want to," and shit. So I try not to make her feel bad. I was like, nah, you good. It's human. Like we all do that shit. But in my head, I'm like, damn, she done tooted on the nigga. Like,
Yo,
like
I
with the
I had one. I was in cop. She tooted. I'm like, oh yeah, and I tooted right back. That shit just came out of nowhere. She tooted. I tooted.
word. Nah. But nah, facts though. That's yeah. A lot of people take that a little too serious when we are human. Long as you respect, like I don't care you do that, but you different. You just said it. Me, I don't care, but I am big of excusing yourself. Like I
Yeah.
don't excuse yourself. Don't do that shit on me. Like an accident happened. If you end up be like, if we watching a comedy shit, or if I myself make you laugh or something, and you just like type shit, like yeah, I'm gonna be like, yo, you gonna be like, oh my bad. I'm like, yo, it's good, yo, it's good. Like I'm gonna be like that. But if you do one of those lift up one leg type shit, like you
Yeah.
lift up a leg and then you really, I'll be like, yo, come on, like you know, I ain't trying to like, but like, yo, excuse yourself. Like I literally I kicked my niece out one time. She did that just like she kept. I'm like, yo, man, get out, get your ass out of my room. Like I can't like yo because like nah, like I like just excuse yourself. And if you gotta do your thing in the bathroom, do your thing in the bathroom. Just crack the window, spray the what's the name, you know, courtesy flush. I'm real big on courtesy flush. That means every drop flush, like, like
Yeah. Yeah.
flush, drop, flush, courtesy flush. I mean, if you got a high water bill, then all right, then cool, like you know, but like nah, y'all with you though, like man, I think some people take it too serious. A lot of females they take it too serious themselves, like you know, cause you know how us men is. People like, yo, when do women take it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when do y'all do it? Like some women don't care, like cool, but a lot of women be too hostility, too fancy, prissy that you know they don't want to whatever they think and they don't. I'm like, yo, man, listen, you got go. Like, release that so you can act right. Cause I think a lot of females have attitude because they be having they be having this shit and they don't they don't go to the bathroom. Like, you know, and that's the reason why, like, you know, so but now yo, it's normal. Like, you know, I think it should be no time limit. It should be whatever. Like you said, just have some courtesy and respect, like you know. So
Say
but yeah,
cheese.
I was just
All right. Go ahead.
I don't know what you just did, nigga.
All right. Go
But
ahead. Go
nah,
ahead.
like speaking on that though, like let's say also I was thinking about too, like let's say like if you was on a relationship, let's say like you with a chick, you know, let's even say that same chick, y'all grow and and you've been talking for a minute, you end up getting married, y'all together for years,
Mhm.
and you married her and husband and wife type, say your vows, you know, got the ring on the finger, and she cheat on you, you know, on some other shit. Like, and I want to say you, like just say in general, a woman cheat on a married man, like on some other shit, some trifling shit. And you already know how women is. They are emotional. They get cheated on, they cry, they balled out, they you know, they show their feelings, their emotions and everything. Nobody don't feel nothing. Everybody sympathize for them, all this and that, and when they could do all this. But for a man, and that happens to him, get his heart broken, he get cheated on, he this and that. Is it wrong for him to show that emotion and cry and bawl out tears of his hurt of what a woman did to him, and he tear up and he feel pain, he feel this and that. Something like, you know, we saw a lot of Tyrese on the in the internet. This nigga cried all the time, but like he was real though. He was like, listen, like men cry, they like he hurt his marriage and all that, you know. So like, you know, for a man to cry tears because of a hurt, this and that, is it wrong for him to do that? Does that belittle him as a man? Be all that, or should he be like some men feel like, oh, be strong, man, like at that girl, like to get her, like don't be crying over you, be a man, like you know it is what it is, move over, nigga, like you know type shit. Should that should be portrayed for men, continue to be portrayed for men, or is it okay that men need to start releasing and be allowed to release their pain and hurt if they get their heart broken?
Yeah. I feel like men should be allowed the room to be emotional. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of men get judged, you know, a lot if they come off as emotional, especially by females. And I was just talking to like a buddy of mine, and I was basically, you know, him and his shorty or whatever like that. I was just basically saying, I'm not saying no names. I was basically telling her like, a lot of women don't recognize, or a lot of women don't understand how to deal with a man's emotion. A lot of women don't understand
Facts, facts,
that men
facts,
have emotions also. Y'all just not the only emotional creatures that's on this planet. It may take us
facts,
longer.
facts,
It may take a hard time to get the emotion out of a man. But you still got to read the room, and you got to recognize that
facts,
man might
facts.
be dealing with something. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like females, they should allow a man to actually be emotional because you gotta think about it, man. We already deal with so much stuff on a daily. You know what I mean? Just as a man and what we got to carry on. So in a relationship, we want to be able to be vulnerable with our lady. We want to be able to be weak with our lady. We want to come
Yep.
home and we don't want to be Mr. Tough Guy or have or wear a
Realness.
boulder on our shoulder. We don't want to carry the load no more. When we come home to our woman, we want to just let go, and we want to be soft. We want to be sensitive with our woman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We still a men, but at the same time, when we're home with our woman, or when we just with
That's
our
just
girl,
safe spot, safe
it's
place. Yeah,
supposed to be safe. This is where we're supposed to let our guard down, be sensitive, vulnerable, talking to our woman or whatever the case may be. So if the woman actually cheated and and the man actually got emotional and started crying, that's his emotions. He's not a punk. He's not, you know what I mean? What Tyrese did on the Breakfast Club, I feel like a lot of more men should do that. If you
yeah,
feel like you
yeah,
need to cry, cry, because what you holding on to, you're holding on to a lot of pain that's built up in you, and then now when you do something erratic, that's because that you didn't have nowhere, or you couldn't, you didn't have
yeah.
nowhere to actually release that. So
Release it. Yeah, yeah,
even if you gotta cry to yourself, by yourself, in the room, whatever it is, if you don't want to show that to nobody, at least go in an empty room or go in a bathroom or something. Just shed out a couple tears real quick, wipe your eyes, and go back to thugging or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So to your question, the girl cheated, and the man should be allowed to show his emotions. A man should be allowed to actually tell his emotions to his so-called significant other. You know what I mean? And if he gets judged by that, then that says more about the person that's judging him than actually him. Being
yeah,
able to show his
yeah,
emotions.
yeah. Yeah, nah. That's just really, really, really 100% facts, and that's how I feel. Like I just feel like I also feel like it's not. It's between both parts. It's men that's making it worse, and it's females that's feeding into it. Like it's men that been raised thinking they have to be hard, not being taught right. Of knowing that, like, listen, you're a human being. Like you got emotions too. Like when like I just recently was talking about this to somebody. I forget who I was talking to this about. Like, but like that that we have emotions. God did not separate the two and be like, he didn't make man and make woman and say, like, you know what? I'm gonna get her emotions. These niggas don't need emotions. Like I'm gonna get her feelings. These niggas don't need feelings. Like, nah, like that's not what he did. Like, we are human beings. Like it's going to have feelings now. We probably reacting it differently. We probably release it differently and show it in different terms. But regardless of how it released, we're going to release it. And if a woman don't allow the man to release it in a safe way, that release could, like you say, could come out a wrong way. Like
Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of men has been taught, and they allowing it to build up to be something wrong, to portray something that's not how it's supposed to portray when it comes to feelings. And you got women that feed into it. Then
hmm
you got women that's not even helping it because they don't understand, like you said, they don't even understand themselves. Like, because a lot a grown woman and a mature woman is going to uplift her man, just like a grown man is going to uplift his woman. Like
yeah, yeah,
if if you see the man feeling like he's vulnerable, but he's not. If you're with a man and you see that he's hurt, that you're a good woman. Let's put cheating beside, because you got other scenarios that man is not allowed to cry on too. Like not
hmm
allowed to, like, men, like he might be going through something, stress, a lot of things going on in life. This not working out. He got this going on. Everything is piled up. They feel like, yo, we not allowed to break. We not
yeah,
allowed to be saying, like, everything go. We not allowed to at least break or whatever. And he holding everything in. And like, you see that in your man. but you see him just holding on, being strong and holding on and not trying to release his emotions and his feelings. And you just don't be that type of woman to come to him like, yo, listen, talk. Like, it's okay.
Yeah,
Like, that type of woman lets you like, you got a safe spot. Like, no, talk. It's all right. Is that you just allow him to feel that way, allow him to that. Then like you're not helping, you're not really helping the problem yourself. Like, now he's a grown man, he gotta know that himself. But sometimes being taught, you will want a woman to bring that to you, to uplift you, to be able to do something that you're like, all right, cool. But some men, same thing. Some men being men air be like, oh, lie, and then you gotta be a type of guy that not to be influenced by other men that's that's immature. Think of that immature. Like, listen, ain't no man gonna tell me if I'm hurt and it's a legit reason. If I'm a tear out loud now. I might not tear out in front of certain people because I don't need to, because it's like it's like, why I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna whatever, because what is me showing my tears to them is gonna help for me. I
yeah,
did it with you. I did it with Big Bro. Y'all saw me tear out a lot of time, which hit the fan, like going through things with my moms, going through whatever. Like, y'all saw that, like, so like, and y'all was there, like, yo, bro, is you cool? That's the type of stuff that, like, listen, like, niggas gonna be like that when things is getting hard, things is getting rough, like, so the end of it all, like, I feel like God should be allowed, women should uplifting men to be able to feel safe to do so, because some guys been taught the wrong way. And it's not about you. Oh, I'm not raising no man. A man will like that. Sometimes some females feel that way, and that's be the other issue. It's not about you trying to raise a man or whatever. It's about you implanting knowledge. Like, I
yeah,
want a woman. I want to be with a woman that plant knowledge. Like, yo, it's okay for you to be like, that talk to your man and let him know, like, listen, like, let me know how you feel or whatever. Like, but that's just how I look at it. It should be like, I agree. It should be allowed, and more people should portray that out in the world. And I feel like if they portray that out in the world, won't all make it better, but it'll be a step in a lot of situations that will make things better.
yeah. Before I get to the last part of this podcast with a story, um, it was I was talking to a girl and my boy, and basically she was like, yo, I want my man to be strong, I don't want my man to be weak. My man is supposed to be the provider and all of that stuff. And I'm like, but then you're discounting his feelings, because what if he do have a vulnerable moment? What if he do have a weak?
Hmm.
Are you going to dismiss the fact that he needs you for his support? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
Like, well, he's supposed to be this and he's supposed to be that. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I don't think you're gonna have a hard time finding somebody, or you're gonna have a hard time having somebody please you and stuff like that, or whatever the case, cater to you, because you it's not all about your feelings all the time. Like, a man got to get catered to. So a man might be emotional. You know what I mean? He might not be on his A game all the time. And you, like
yeah,
you said, it
yeah.
goes back to what you're saying. You just like how a man's supposed to pick you up off your A game. I mean, when you're not on your A game, when you feeling down or whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
when you want to rant and rave after work and stuff like that, you want to tell me the stories about your coworker. You know what I mean? A man get emotional, you gotta be there. You gotta be there. You,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta.
yeah.
It's
Fact.
called emotional support. So you gotta
Hmm.
have that emotional support. Before
Fact.
we get into this next video, man, this video is brought to you by.
To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it, the odds can stack back against the wall, but if you consider it such, no, you'll stand firm. Sat and watch from the sidelines one too many times. Wicked games to play make me wanna lose my mind. Found solitude knowing it'll be over soon. Ever need a boost, count on me for the 1-2. Trouble don't last when the tough get going. Baby, all we do is win, so show me my opponent. Adversity, doubt, stress, could care less, cause how we handle those.
Highwave91.com. You already know, man. All right, let's get into this, right? A story by KG is top 15 of all time. This is a story by KG, all right? Around the time I lost my virginity, I was heartbroken over a girl I eventually lost it to for a reason too long to explain. I was so emotionally distraught that I jerked off 5 times a day on average for a week straight to numb myself from any feeling. Whenever I thought about her or feeling any sadness, I would just crank. I would just crank in the dark room, sometimes multiple times in a row, if I felt anything after I finished, and then I cry after. I wouldn't even be fully hard when I finished, and it didn't even feel that good, to be honest, because I wasn't actually in the mood. We ended up humping at the conclusion of that week. I was basically using a broken penis and she didn't come. I only came once from just penetration out of all the times we effed, because my dick basically was voided of feelings. She also got genuinely pissed, genuinely pissed that I used a condom for the first time, and was also upset at me for not nutting in her, even though she wasn't on a pill. I felt so much like a pussy. I almost started to cry while hitting it from the back one of the times, because I knew there was no way we'd be in a relationship after that's what I really wanted. Please share any embarrassing stories and all that stuff. So how do you feel about that? Like, have you ever been in a situation where, you know what
No,
I'm saying? No, no. Okay.
no.
Besides this, have you ever whacked off 5 times in one session? What's the most
Five
you ever
one section?
in
Nah,
one session?
nah. I did twice.
I
Twice.
I did 4. So I
You
was
did
on the
four?
brink. I was on the nigga. My shit was throbbing, nigga. Sorry for using the N word. Yo, bro, my joint was throbbing, bro. But the max I did was 4. I ain't gonna lie, I probably did 5, but
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
no
yeah.
more than that.
In
So
one set, like what you say, one session, like we like define a session like you stop, then you go right back in.
okay, okay. The stop and go right back in. The max I probably did was twice.
Okay, okay.
But for as far as me with my session or whatever, I'll probably stop, you know what I mean, like an hour or two, go in, then like another hour and then go in, then like another 3 hours, 4 hours pass, then
Nah.
go back in. Like I was like on a straight.
You basically you talk about in a day. Then you made like what you like
Yeah. Basically in a day, I
in
was
a
like,
day. Like so you
I
did
was being
you
bored.
did a 4 maybe 5 in a day that you did. Like I would
I did an
if
eight
you
hour
talk
shift.
about in a huh.
I did an 8 hour shift.
You did. Exactly, 8 hour shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you funny
Yeah.
as hell. Yo, nah. If you talk about it a day, I can be honest. I think 3. If you talk about day to night, maybe 3 through the whole day. I did 2 in the morning, then ended off 1 at night. I it it's no more than it's no more than 4 out of as far as my memory. But like I for a whole day, I think I have. I don't usually do that shit, but I think I have did that before. It's like you said, it was one of those times in your life when you're on that time, you ain't chilling with nobody. You don't want to. You ain't. You just going. You just like listen. I'm home. Like and you don't want to take that cold shower. Like I listen.
Yeah.
I had times that I had to take the cold shower like this because I'm like, yo, I'm letting the water run down my face and everything. I'm like, yo, I know I did not just hit this. Like I start thinking about like yo. I start going back looking at the pictures. Like yo, I really just smashed this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, at least she was clean, but still
Yeah.
though, like I just like I had one of those like when
But you
in the
ever
younger
almost
days.
cry? You ever almost like cried like after like okay, like you and Shorty had an argument, whatever it is, right? But then it was
Yeah,
time to like go hit that shit, but you hitting that, and then you start thinking about all the things that she did wrong, and then you ever got emotional from hit like after while you was in some shit? Because from what he said I almost cried while hitting the female.
yeah,
One of the
yeah,
times
yeah,
because
yeah.
I knew it was no way we'd be in a relationship after, and that And that's really what I wanted. So he wanted to be in a relationship, but like I guess you know what I mean he couldn't be. So I like he was hitting from the back. He cried, bro. He cried.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So you
Nah,
ever got
nah,
emotional over you know what I mean? The end it off the
nah,
end of the pod.
nah. Well, my ex, because we had went through a separate. It was a breakup, separating, whatever you call it. I would say it was a breakup, whatever. And I'm not, and you know the situation. She was talking to flirting other niggas, and I saw the videos and I saw whatever all this other shit, and it kind of let me think like, damn, what more could happen? What more would it had done? And like, so we get back together. You know, I was honest about whatever, and she kept things, and I saw you like I told you whatever, and like and I'm doing me. I start thinking about everything she just. I was like, yo, man. She like, yo. I started thinking. I'm like, yo, man. It started getting in my head. I couldn't get right. I'm like, yo. I had to. Like, I stayed in, but the feeling it wasn't because I wasn't like into it. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
the
yeah,
feeling like I stayed in, but the feeling was like I'm like, yeah, nah, yeah, I was in my head. Like, I was thinking about like what could have been, whatever. I that it happens, like, like, especially if like, especially my first ex, she when we broke up, she done smashed another nigga, like, and I'm like, damn, that quick though. We just separated. You done smashed another that made me feel like that's what you've been wanting. Like,
yeah,
you wanted some new penis. Now that's what you wanted. Like, you like, yo, my nigga, I told you I used to call her undercover host so many times. I'm like, yo, you want to be a host so bad. Like, you want to
mhm,
be a host. So that's why you was pushing me away. You was doing dumb shit on purpose to push me away so you could go and do you. And then you like me and you like being around me. After you go get you some new shit, you want to call me back like, I miss you. I'm a stop. I'm a change over. So she do one of those moves. I miss you. I'ma stop. I'ma change. I know what I'm sorry. I'm like, all right. So I get back to start talking that. I'll go over to chill. We get back together, get ready to do us. I get ready to do us. I'm hitting
mhm.
from behind. I'm start thinking about that nigga that shit. Now I'm like, damn, this nigga was like this. He probably was all up in here. This nigga was like this. This nigga was probably thinking. I was like, yo, man, you done messed up. Man.
He
You
probably was
just
clapping. He
created a
probably
rabbit
clapping
hole.
that
Like,
shit like this. He probably was clapping,
yeah, like.
grabbing her waist and shit. Like,
Yeah, then us man. I'm like, yo, did you get a nigga head? You get a nigga head. Oh nah, I know you. I didn't do that because I remember you was like, oh, you ain't beef for that. I'm like, yeah, all right, nigga, you probably like most niggas gonna want you to pipe them off before you even do anything. Like
mhm,
you probably gave that nigga head. Like, like, yo, that I got karma from her. Like, I got
yeah,
karma. That's why I'm not beat for breaking females' hearts no more, because it comes back, man. Like, she was my karma. Like, she messed me all up. Like, but like, but yeah, yo, I've been
yo,
there.
for
I've
y'all
been
who
there.
just witnessed that,
I've been there.
my boy went back to the shadow realm, and you could tell it hurt him so bad at that time. Not saying now because he don't care.
Nah, yeah,
But I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah.
you could tell he went back in the shadow realm and had the deep dive, had to harken those feelings
Nah,
back.
yeah, yeah.
It charged up, and he said, "Yo, man, that's why karma is
Yeah.
real,
She
man."
she 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 sent a nigga to the gulag. Send a nigga to the gulag, like that. If anybody know, that's Call of Duty terms. Like, you
Yeah,
send a
yeah.
nigga to the gulag, like, like, I was like, yo, I was messed up, like, because I dropped my guard all the way down for her. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try this faithful thing for the first time. I'm gonna see how this faithful thing did. I dropped my jaw all the way down. Like, man, God knew what he was doing. He was like, yeah, then you gonna understand how this feels. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna understand how it feels. Like, it
Yeah,
happens, man.
man.
Like,
But listen, man, thank y'all for tuning in to the Unsportsmanlike Talk Show and the Holla at Your Boy podcast. Remember, every Tuesday at 9:30, man. Also, man, go check out the merch, man. HypeWave91.com. The merch, Hype Wave, is made for comfort for you, man. Holiday sale is now on the website. Also, 10% off of the new Hyperphones, man. So go check it out. You know what I mean? Thank you, Young Jers. Now, man. First of all, thank the viewers for tuning in. I see a lot of people tuning in late. We about to wrap it up, you know what I mean? So if y'all want to watch this, go check it out on YouTube at Dolo Solo 1033 TV, either Hype Fan Eagle, or go back on Facebook and actually run this back. You already know, man. So please make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Every Tuesday, we need to change. If we need to change the day or the time, it will be in a YouTube community post or it will be on Facebook. But so far, we've been on schedule. You know what I mean? Every Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. You already know, man. Gang, gang, gang.
Yo, 20 carats dripping on my neck. I ain't even stunting cause this book is in its new protect. That's just how I'm coming, spending hundreds on the music set. Running up the budget, new estate, and a foreign car. Get it off the muscle, please